This is a story of adventure, history, intrigue, and the future. The building of the first ship in North America by English colonists, Virginia, is just part of that story. This story begins in England and continues on the coast of Maine. In the 1600s, explorers came to the New World to search for furs, gold, silver, and new fishing grounds, and a quicker passage to China and the Indies. One of these explorations landed in Phippsburg, Maine in 1607. The key to finding the remains of Fort St. George and the Popham colony was a map drawn by John Hunt, which was found in a Spanish museum. This mysterious map led 20th century archaeologists to finding the actual site from 1607 to 1608. Raleigh Gilbert was in charge of the colony after the leader, George Popham, died early in 1608. Later in the fall, Raleigh Gilbert's brother died, leaving him the extent of Gilbert estates in England. A surprise, no doubt, for the youngest of 7 children seeking his fortune in the New World. He packed up the colony and headed home. The Maine's first ship project has 3 main missions. The first is teaching shipbuilding, which started in Maine over 400 years ago. The second is education, which includes history, navigation, ship handling, and the local marine environment. The final mission is documentation. This mission leads us into the 21st century using still and video cameras, computer movie editing software, website design, marketing, and blogging. In 2010, our first year of active building and education, the shipwright introduced many shipbuilding and tool skills by having the 14 Morris High School students build a half model of the shallop we were preparing to build. Now that they had skills using traditional hand tools and modern electric tools, the building of the shallop began. A shallop is a small historical tender that is used to sail along the coast. Ours was 18 feet long. Much of the wood was donated by a couple who had to take down a beloved oak tree on their property. The planking was completed in the fall of 2010. Much of the planking was completed after the students were back at school by adult volunteers and the shipwright. During Bath, Maine's Autumn Fest in October, the students, shipwrights, volunteers, and community members launched the shallop without any sail rigging. The students rowed the shallop on the Kennebec River for its maiden voyage. The following winter, a rigging class was held at Morris High School so the students could make the traditional sail rig for the shallop. They also had to make 8 more 11-foot oars because the 8-foot ones that were made in the summer barely reached the water.
Courageous men in their efforts to the great river Kennebec, to the natives of Sagadahoc, and to the spirit of exploration and adventure of our English forefathers, that we pay homage by building a reconstruction of Virginia on the shores of the Kennebec.
In the summer of 2011, the new year began with the keel laying celebration. The first project for the students in the summer of 2011 was building wooden toolboxes in order to hone their shipbuilding skills. These were used to store many of the needed tools for the project. One project that was ongoing for this summer was building the bows for the vents of the building that would house the Virginia. The other major project was lofting, cutting, shaping, and putting trunnels in the first 4 of the double-sawn frames that would be used for the skeleton of Virginia. The last of the 4 frames completed this summer was raised at a rib-raising celebration and barbecue, partnering with the Bath Freight Shed Alliance and local farmers. The transom at the back of the ship and the stem at the front of the ship were built by shipwrights and volunteers. Our goal after the 4 years of building the Virginia is using the ship as an educational vessel for the state of Maine to teach about the history of the colony, marine navigation, sailing skills, and the local marine environment. We invite you to get involved with this magnificent project in any way that suits you, as a volunteer or a donor or both. Please feel free to contact us for more information and check out our website and blog at mfship.org.